All right, it is time. Here we go. Hello, welcome to this Valentine's Day edition of Learn With Me. I'm very excited because today's song that we chose is like very apropos. We've got All of Me written by John Legend, and we actually found a really good arrangement that wasn't quite as difficult as the original song. It was arranged by somebody named Sadie King. I found the arrangement on MuseScore. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I've already printed out my music and I put it in my file folder, so we are ready to go. But before we jump in, if you could do a couple things for me, okay? If you can like and share this video, you know that helps me, and I love all the little bits of help that you guys always give me, okay? The next thing, of course, is if you can subscribe. So I love being here on YouTube. It's so wonderful because I found such a lovely community of piano learners that are enjoying my lessons. So if you're enjoying them, join us, right? So hit subscribe. I want to see you there, and that way we can keep having fun at the piano. Next, I also have a Discord community. So I want to see you there, right? I want to see you. I want to get to know you. I want to get to know your piano playing. We have a lot of fun on Discord, and we are at 215 members. I want to get even more of you on there because I know you're out there enjoying my lessons. Give me the chance to be able to interact with you on a regular basis so we can get to know each other better. The link will be in the campsite link at the bottom in the description of this video, okay? All right, and last, we have our Patreon, okay? So, of course, Patreon is like one of those things that's absolutely necessary for me as a music teacher who has undergone so much change over the last year due to the virus. This is for me to gain a steady income, right? So if you find that these lessons are super valuable to you and make you happy and excited about learning and playing the piano again, why not join as a patron, right? So I have different tiers from $3 a month all the way up to $90 a month if you're looking for some private lessons from me, okay? I'd love to see you on there too. Thank you so much. So let's get to it, right? We have our song, All of Me. It's so fun. You guys are going to love this, all right? Now let's talk a little bit about it. Hopefully you have a pencil too, because we're going to be doing a lot of pencil marks. It's one of those because of the intricacy of the rhythm. We have to be able to line up those right hand and left hand notes just precisely so that they make sense to us, okay? Now, I see that we have an F sharp in our key signature, okay? This is telling me it's either going to be G major or E minor, which is the relative minor of G major, okay? In order for us to figure out what the key is, we need to play the beginning chord and then the ending chord, okay, of the entire song. All right, so let's see what those beginning notes are. Let's see. I see an E, and a B. Yeah. Sounds kind of minor. Now let's look at the very end of the song. I see a B, G, D, G. Surprise, surprise! It changes. Okay, so this piece begins in E minor, right? But then it ends in the relative major, G major. So this is like one of those unique songs that has both major and relative minor in them. That's really cool, and it's a nice test of our music theory skills, okay? Let's jump into learning those notes now, okay? We're gonna start with the left hand. Here we go. I'll switch to piano view so you can see where we're going. There it is. All right, yay, look at my piano. It always looks so pretty when it's in this above piano mode. Yes. All right, so starting here at the very beginning, I see we have a bass clef E. I'm gonna go ahead and put my thumb finger 1 on that low E, okay? And we're going to play it at the beginning. Ready? 1, 2, ready, play. E, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4. Not bad, huh? Just those 4 intro notes. Now, when we move on to this section 1, this will be verse 1 of the whole song. It begins with the interval of a fourth. We have a B and an E. Okay? Now, what's going to make this tricky is it has sort of an ostinato rhythm. Okay? It's dotted quarter note, and a regular quarter note. Okay? So if we're counting this out, I'm going to count it by eighth note. It's going to sound something like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 first ending 2, 3 and 4 and 4 and there it is. Yeah. So it's a little bit interesting, right? This rhythm perpetuates. Excuse me. This rhythm perpetuates through the entire piece, okay? It sort of takes a break in the middle section of each verse, okay? Before jumping into the chorus. But this rhythm, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it perpetuates between the left hand, then it switches to right hand, then it switches back to left hand, and then back to the right hand, okay? But it's constant through the entire song, okay? Make a note of that. You're going to have to internalize that rhythm, okay? Now, those left-hand notes were pretty good on that first time through. Let's see if we can try it again, section 1, but this time I'm going to go to the second ending, okay? Left hand only. Let's switch to piano view. All right, so starting back here, we're down here at the bottom with the fourth, okay? I'm not going to count it this time, but I do want you to look at those notes, okay? 1, 2, ready, play. Very good. All right, so that would be the first part, the first verse. I guess that would be considered the second verse, actually, since we took the second ending of All of Me, the first 2 lines, okay? Now, that was just the left hand. Let's see if we can do the right hand for this section, and then we'll move on to the second half of our section 1. All right, let's do the right hand. So starting from the very beginning, this is the intro. We have 4 measures of intro. We've got our finger 1 thumb on our E and our pinky on our B, a fifth above that, okay? We're following that same rhythm, dotted quarter, quarter, okay? Let's see how that sounds. 1, 2, ready, play. Good for the intro. All right, you see it starts with a 5th, opens up to a 6th, then moves parallel down a 6th, and then we shrink down to the interval of a 5th. Okay? Now, as we continue on to verse 1, the right hand, we have to be aware of that rhythm as well, okay? So let's see how that goes. Let's count off. 1, 2, ready, play. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1, rest. 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, bum bum. 2. Okay, I'm repeating. G, rest. A, B, 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 A, B, B, A, G, G, E, 2, 3, rest. B, B, when hold. C, 2, B, G, rest. C, B, G, rest. G, A, second ending. B, A, then it moves on to measure 14. C, yeah, okay, that's a little bit tricky. Yeah, I think I may have chosen a tempo that was a little bit on the fast side. So I apologize for that if that was a little bit too quick. Let's see if we can try it once more, but I'm gonna actually do it hands together this time, okay? The right hand notes are fairly straightforward. They're not too tricky if you're intermediate level. It's the rhythm, okay? It's the rhythm, trying to get it just right, okay? So I'm gonna slow the tempo down and just do the verse section, okay? This will be the first 2 lines, measures 1 through 13, okay? All right, let's try it. Okay, so starting there, we've got that finger 1 E, left hand, and then we've got our 5th on E and B, okay? Let's try it. 1, 2, ready, play. Chat. Okay. This chat is going to involve your pencil. Okay. Now, you noticed the syncopation in the left hand sort of lends itself to playing at certain points during the right hand melody. We have to be able to notate that so that you know when it's supposed to come in, okay? It sounds not too hard, but it is actually quite hard to play it with the correct syncopation. So take your pencil. We're going to draw some lines. You're like, really? I have to do lines? Yes, you do. Okay, so the very last quarter note of measure 5, the right hand B, draw a line straight down to that 4th beat quarter in the left hand, okay? Look what I'm doing. You see that? Okay, now moving on to the next section. You're going to see where I put my left hand dotted quarter and quarter note. I have that second dotted quarter note drawn straight up between the 2 B's in the right hand. And then, of course, the last final beat 4, I lined up those quarter notes together, okay? Same thing, obviously the beginning of each measure, if it's a quarter note and another note underneath it, those are lined up, right? But guess what? The dotted quarter that follows in the left hand, nothing is being played with that, right? We have an 8th note coming in after you play it, and the quarter notes are lined up in the final beat. Okay, let me put that up there so you can see it. And if you need to pause it and draw lines just like mine, feel free to do so, okay? Line them all up. All right, very good. Now that's going to help you with your syncopation in that section, okay? Now that we've got that first section down, let's move on to measure 14. And at measure 14, it starts to sort of elevate itself in terms of technicality because we're including some really beautiful 8th note patterns in the left hand. But the rhythmic intricacies in the right hand still exist, Okay, so we have to be able to line those up just right. Let's start at measure 14 and let's go over our left hand notes only. And we will go until we reach measure 22. Okay, let's switch to piano view. Okay, at measure 14, we are beginning with a low A. Okay, we just got done playing that fourth in the second ending on the measure prior. And now we're opening up, right? A, E, A, C, C, then it switches to C. C, G, C, G, E, G, E, G, stretch down to low G. G, D, G, D, B, D, B, D, stretch down to D. D, A, F sharp, A, F sharp, A. Yeah, that's tricky. You see those F sharps there at measure, let's see, I think it's measure 17. I'm going to put a circle there because I almost missed them. I'm drawing in some sharp signs too. Okay, let's try that again for measure 14. And I'm going to play my tempo a little bit slower, okay? I will keep going all the way till I reach 22, okay? 1, 2, ready, play. Beautiful. Yeah, it's a really, really nice section. So regarding the left hand, okay, I would practice that hands apart and try to get that up to the tempo that you feel you want to have as your goal tempo for this piece, okay? I would think of it as a piece that's sort of hovering between moderato and allegro moderato. So it's quick, but it's not too fast, okay? It's a heartfelt song, but you don't want it to be over so quickly, okay? So let's switch back to piano view and we'll start at measure 14. Let's look at the right hand notes starting there, okay? Let's give it a try. So looking here at measure 14, we just got finished playing A, B, A, right? Over at measure 13. Now if we go up to measure 14, finger 4 is going to be sitting on that C. So it's 1, 2, G, E, D, C, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D, E. Very good. E, E, D, C, B, B, A, G, A. Very good, with a surprise B at the end. And that leads into the chorus. Okay, so starting at measure 14 again, some of that rhythm is kind of tricky, okay? So if we're envisioning the left hand, we're starting at 14. Let's see how that sounds, okay? I'm going to slow it down and see how that goes. 1, 2, 3, play. 1, 2, G, E, D, C, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D, to the chorus, okay? Now, in my practice here, I'm going to play from measure 14 to 22, hands together, so you can hear when those left hand notes are lining up with those right hand notes, okay? Use the same exercise that we did for the first section, lining up those beats, and draw your lines with your pencil, okay? There's nobody like looking at your music. It's just you. Draw your lines. It's okay. I do it. I do it and I'm your teacher. There's nothing wrong with that. No shame. Let's switch to piano view and let's do measures 14 to 22. Okay. 14 to 22. Let's see how this goes, okay? I'm going to play it quite slowly, okay? 1, 2, ready, play. Okay, let me try that again. I have like a brain fart. Okay, let's try that. Let's try it again. 1, 2, ready, play. Okay. I'm going to try that again actually a little bit more quickly because I feel like when I slow it down so much, I lose my counting. All right, so let's try that again. I have my left hand on my low A and my finger 4 on my C above middle C, okay? Let's try this again. 1, 2, ready, play. Okay, that was a little bit better. I still need to work on that. Yeah, when it's like a slower tempo, I kind of like lose it. But that's okay. It just shows that the weaknesses that I have as a teacher teaching that section are because my understanding of it rhythmically isn't as solid as it probably should be. So that's my mistake. But that's okay. We're working through this together. Don't worry. You're probably going to see a video of me playing this after a few weeks from now that I've had time to practice it, right? And just like you, I want to show you what I've been working on, okay? Now let's actually move on to the chorus, okay? So the chorus at measure 22 begins, and I actually want to try this section hands together because it is so profoundly different from the rest of the beginning part, okay? Now, the left hand is continuing that rhythm, the dotted quarter, quarter rhythm. The right hand is playing the melody. So let's see how it sounds. Okay. Okay. So starting at measure 22, our left hand is here in this hot new G position. We've got a D in the right hand, okay? So I'm going to count off. 1, 2, ready, play. So you'll notice that rhythm, the bum, 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 bum. So it continues, right? That's what I was talking about at the very beginning of this lesson. It's like critical that we get that rhythm just right, okay? Now, again, pencils really, really help when lining up when the right hand notes are supposed to go in that rhythm in the left hand. So really take your freedom seriously here and draw in some of those, okay? You can see like some of mine are just like, there's like spaghetti noodles, like lines over here, because some of them are happening at the same time and others are not, okay? You'll see that, okay? So let me take a look And I will show you some of this here. 22, 23, 24, measures 25 to 28. I drew in a ton of lines right there. Okay, pause the video if you need to write those lines just like mine. Okay, that's how you find out when the left hand rhythm falls in line with the right hand rhythm too. Okay, that syncopation is critical. Okay, very good. All right. Now, if we're continuing on here to the second ending, it has this really pretty right hand pattern, melodic pattern, right? So we just ended on this B, right? This is the second ending, and it goes, right? Pretty, right? Let's talk a little bit about that from measure measure 30, which is the second ending at the very bottom of page 1, all the way until the end of this page. Okay, it's just a group of about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 measures that we're going to work on. Okay, very good. So looking here, let's just do the right hand. Okay, so we end on that D, finger 1 thumb, 1, rest. Tie, F sharp, E, D, B, B, tie, rest, 3, 4, and then it's a grace note, E to F sharp, right? So see how that sounds, 2, yeah, very cool. So let's start there at that second measure, measure 30, the second ending, okay? 1, 2, ready, play. Tie. Two, 3, 4. Continue. Yeah, very good. So that was that whole part of that last line, those 6 measures for the right hand, okay? Now, if you're finding that it's a little bit tricky still with the rhythm, that's okay. You can count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, right? Yes, it's tricky, but you can get it, okay? What might help a lot with this piece is also taking a listen to the original piece, so you get an idea of the rhythms that John Legend is singing and playing at the piano as well, okay? Yes, I am your teacher, but there are also plenty of other people, especially the original writer of the song, that can give you many very good pointers, okay? Now let's switch back and do the second ending, and we'll do the left hand section, okay? All right. So looking here, we ended on a D major triad, right? Then our intricate rhythm comes back, right? We've got our 4th, very much like the beginning. D, 2, 3, 4, back to the 4th. And then at the top of the second page, it continues, okay? So it's not so bad. It's not so tricky in the left hand. It's the right hand, when you're putting them together, that makes it really tricky, okay? Let's try from the second ending all the way to the top of the second page, and I'll see if we can finish that out, okay? So I've got my D here and my D major triad, okay? 1, 2, ready, play. so at the top of the second page, you see I grabbed my pencil. I've got some lines to draw because some of it isn't lining up the way I was expecting. So I'm going to draw my lines in and I'll have you copy them, okay? Yes. Okay. Let's show you measures 36, 37, and 38 at the top there, okay? Line them up. Pause the video so you can get this information and draw in your lines, okay? This also has a really interesting dynamic, a crescendo happening, okay? So that's going to be a really big moment in your song, so make sure you practice that section very well so it's under your fingers, okay? I'm going to switch to piano view and I'm going to play that section once more, okay? And then we'll move on to the final part of this song, okay? All right, so starting at the second ending at the bottom of page 1, this is measure 30, and I will play all the way through until we get to 39, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a part that I work on myself, okay? We're really going to work on that section. I'm going to bracket it off because I need to practice that section. Okay, moving on. 39 until the end. It's very reminiscent of measures 14 through 21, although now it has the addition of harmonic intervals in the right hand, carrying the melody through it, okay? So you're going to be listening for inner voices, okay? Inner voices within your melody in the right hand, but they're sort of being hugged or being held or supported by a harmonic interval, okay? So starting at 39, we have a whole rest, and then with the right hand, we begin there with the sixth, right? Sixth, D, C, fourth with a D and a G, D and F sharp, E, and then A and D, and it's tied, okay? I'll switch to piano view so you can see that. Okay, so I'm back over here. There's my sixth. I'm starting at measure 40, okay? All right, 1, 2, 3, play. 1 and 2 and 3. Rest. There it is. Okay. Let's start at measure 40 again, just the right hand, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Very good. Yeah, definitely keep that part hands apart if it's getting really, really tricky, okay? Now, let's take a look at the left hand section here. And we're starting again, just like we did at measure 14 with a low A, okay? It's following the same pattern here, okay? All right, let's give that a try. 1, 2, ready, play. C. Down to G, down to D, back to A, then to C, down to G, then to D, and on F sharp. Pretty. Very good. All right. Let's try that section hands together. Bear with me. The rhythm for me is a little tricky on this section, so I'm going to try my best, but obviously I'm going to have to practice it, okay? You probably have to practice it too, but that's fine. We're doing this together. That's why it's called Learn with Me. All right, let's see how this goes. Starting at measure 39. This is the second page of All of Me by John Legend. And let's just see how this goes. I'm actually going to continue and see if I can play all the way to the end. That way you can hear what it sounds like. 1, 2, ready, play. G major chord. 2, 3, 4, and tie 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, it's very beautiful. It ends just super gorgeous. I really, really enjoy this piece. I think that's why I'm so motivated to get the rhythm just right. It's just one of those songs that I know it'll be worth the effort that I put in because it's just so pretty. Obviously, it's a really good choice for Valentine's Day because it's just a song about love, right? And loving, you know, whoever that person is in your life, loving them for all of them, right? For who they are. And that's a really powerful thing. So the ending is so beautiful, right? So the pickup to measure 47 to the end. I really like the fact that it ends slowly and with a bunch of tied notes in the left hand. It just makes that melody speak more clearly. Okay, let's play it from there one more time and then we'll finish, okay? All right, so the pickups to measure 47. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Super pretty. Yeah, very nice. Okay, so I'm going to practice this one. Give me a couple weeks. I'll practice and I'll see how it goes. I'll post a video playing the whole piece. But I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Hopefully it helped you a little bit. I promise you, writing your lines is really going to help. It helps me a lot. Pedaling, it's not necessarily an overlapping pedal, but it seems like every single measure, at the beginning of the measure, you'll push your damper pedal down and you'll hold it for that whole measure and lift it up at the end of each measure, okay? You can see how that's kind of written in every single measure of this piece, okay? So, and then dynamics-wise, it starts like a mezzo piano, right? As you get to measure 14, it's a mezzo forte because it's saying something else, right? Let me move into measures 22 with the chorus all the way through the second ending until you get to measure 39. That's when it has that big momentum, right? The momentum's growing and it finally expresses all of that love that you have at measure 39 with a strong crescendo and a forte, okay? And then as you proceed from 39 all the way to the pickups to measure 47, it's going to be going gradually down a diminuendo to a mezzo piano, okay? And then you end with a beautiful mezzo piano so that that right hand can just ring and just sound beautiful through that whole part of the last ending, okay? It's a beautiful piece. I think you're going to have a great time playing it. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Hope you learned something. Quick reminders, right? So, yes, Patreon. Consider joining. It's really fun. I appreciate each and every one of you that have made that commitment. I'm now at 79 patrons, and that makes me super happy. I want to break 100, so help me get there, okay? See what works for you and join, all right? Next, of course, just subscribe, right? You can do that. The button's right there. Just hit the button. I would love to have you, right? Yes. And then finally, if you want the full benefits, right, of taking and joining my piano studio, join Discord. This is where we have like all of our fun, right? And we build our community, we motivate each other, and I give you lots and lots of piano practice tips and things like that, okay? I'd love to see you on there too. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. We had a great time. I will see you all very, very soon. Take care and happy Valentine's Day. Bye.